Hello, everyone. Thank you all so very much for joining us yet again. Today, we're going to be talking about Real Housewives of Potomac. What is the name of this particular title? Cleaning Up the Mess.
Yes.
Cleaning Up the Mess. All right, Michelle, what you
And
got?
that's pretty much, hey, everybody, we're going to talk that stuff, Real Housewives of Potomac, and cleaning up the mess. That's basically what the episode was about. Lots of hugs, lots of forgiveness, lots of, I don't know, but we kind of needed this palate cleanser because, I mean, it's been drama. Like,
Palette cleanser. Ooh.
Miami was a mess. And so we kind of needed this a fluffy piece of bread for this episode because it was a lot of meat. We had a double stuffed or a quarter pounder, what they call it. Yeah. So the ladies are back home. They're back in the DC Potomac area, and different people have different events and all this kind of stuff. Karen's in her sauna. Could you do a home sauna? Is that something?
I thought you were asking if I could. Yes, I can.
If you could.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if. I probably would use it once or twice, but I don't know if I would make use of a home sauna, or like if I am thinking of my dream home, if sauna would be on the list. Like I didn't even think of that until I saw her.
She had to do it for the show.
Yeah. Right. A full face of makeup and everything. So yeah, it was definitely for the show. Ashley's still doing her TikToks, and they're going through with the family doing their different things. But Giselle, they showed like Giselle and Robin doing like kind of a clip of their Reasonably Shady podcast. And I remember they started it, but I didn't realize it was so successful. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't. I've not seen a single episode, but they've talked about it like maybe 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. I mean, you could talk about it, but I didn't know it was like NAACP nominated and a million plus downloads. I didn't realize it was all of that, but that's good. Kudos to them.
Yeah.
Especially taking something from the show and making it something like Candy.
Reasonably Shady.
Yeah. So I do like that for them. This week is the twins' birthday party, and she's gearing up for that. And
we see Jamal.
We do see Jamal. He makes an appearance.
Quite appropriate after he lit up the internet prior to the election, so it was quite appropriate that we saw him.
Very true. I don't know if they timed it that way, but it worked out on his behalf. I don't know if his church is growing or not, but it probably should be.
Oh well.
Are you talking about when you say lit up the internet with him talking about growing weed at the church? What are you talking about? Lit up the internet.
I'm talking about the election. He was talking about the difference between Walker and
he Warnock. Did. I forgot about that. So because his weed at the church thing went viral after that. Yeah. So long story short, he was saying that basically to bring people to the church, he want people that smell like weed. And basically, I mean, it was some good nuggets in there that he could basically teach them how to form, grow their own stuff.
And he wants to sell it legally.
Yeah, and teach people how to grow it and all that kind of stuff. So it was
okay.
Yeah, but it was controversial because he's a pastor. He's talking about doing it at the church and all that kind of stuff. But that's what I thought.
Come as you are. Come as you are.
Okay. Oh, good. But anyway, so they're all discussing different things. Robin's discussing the prenup. She also talks about her and Wendy and how it was like she was just like Wendy was singing a different tune at the club and talking about how much she loves her and stuff. And mentioned that she reached out to Candace to see where they were because they did get into that screaming match in the car. And she was just like, what are you mad at? Like she didn't understand what she was mad at. Now, Robin, it doesn't mean you can agree with her, but you can probably see why she was mad. Not that you thought she did anything wrong, because she did do that Instagram live, but you could probably see what she was mad at. But in any case, we jumped to Candace, and she now has her MBA from Howard. Congratulations, Candace.
By the way, I didn't even know she was in grad school.
I remember, I don't know if it was last season or one season she talked about going to school, and I lost track of it until she graduated. And I was like, oh, that's right. She was in school. It was when she was doing the hairline, I think. When she did the hairline, she mentioned starting school or something like that. So
okay. Keep him busy. Yeah. Keep him busy.
Okay. They're planning her backyard party to celebrate. So they're going and measuring the backyard. And
By the
That-
way, that snake and the snake in the backyard, and they were comparing it to Giselle. Oh.
Oh my gosh, her mom. That was hilarious. But all I know is I would not have been in that backyard. The party over. Over. What
But
the heck?
you didn't see no clips of them in that backyard.
Not Candace, but the people were back there.
What?
You
Not
know, like
me.
when
Not me.
well,
Well,
I
I'm
went there,
certain.
but
I'm
I don't think
certain
the
she
people
didn't
knew
tell
about
them.
the snake.
Well,
Clearly she didn't.
something else I was thinking about. Once you have music and people,
Mhm.
snakes don't like noise. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it would have
Yeah,
left.
I don't know enough about snakes and I don't want to. I just don't want them around. It made me think about like, do I want to, like if you think about dream home, well, some people like you want land and you want maybe,
She was talking about the deer and stepping in deer dung and
yeah.
all that other stuff. I was like, oh no, I
See,
can't I
that's what
can't do it. I can't do
mm-mm.
that.
I remember one time me and Anthony, we were looking for homes, and this was in Wisconsin. And one of the pictures of the home had a deer in the backyard on the snow, which may be cute to some people, but I was like, next.
Now all you gotta do is that, and it'll start running. It might run after you, but you know.
No, indeed, that's all I needed. But this is when she realizes, or at least the diary rooms, she realizes that she actually did say that stuff about Karen, and also mentions that her and Robin are going to meet up. So, oh, and she's late. She hasn't had her period yet, so it's like, maybe she's pregnant. They kind of leave that little thing out there.
Yeah.
So on to Karen. Matt comes over. He makes an appearance. Remember Matt, the assistant / Karen's friend.
What was that? Season 1, season 2? I think season 2, maybe.
Yeah, season 2 or 3. Because I don't remember Charisse being. Was Charisse in the first 2 seasons or just the first one?
I think she was only in the first 2 seasons.
Okay, so it may have been season 3.
Okay.
Because for some reason, I don't remember Monique. Like when they were in that boardroom and Giselle had on that tack shirt or something.
Oh yeah, I think Monique took her place.
Oh, okay, maybe that's what it was. So maybe it was season 3. In any case. Okay. They discussed this live show that Karen's gonna do, a family variety show, and the shady producers, of course, flash back to when Giselle and them were talking about doing a reasonably shady live show, and she's gonna call it an evening with the Grand Dame and friends or something like that, and they discuss keeping it Karen section, all this kind of stuff, but. She also mentions that Robin and Giselle are also doing a live show, but he doesn't think theirs would be interesting. Now, I must say, no matter how you feel about Giselle and Robin, well, not even Robin, if she was doing it by herself, maybe not, but with Giselle, I feel like it would be interesting. Karen's show, I don't know. Like, I'm not interested. Even sometimes Karen's scenes by herself without other people in the show are like snooze fest. So I like it sometimes, but I don't think I would go. Like if I had a choice to go free to any of the shows, I'm going to Giselle and Robin's show.
The goal is this: getting her upset. Anytime that you can get the Grand Dame upset, that's the gold, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So Giselle knew I gotta pick at her. I gotta pick. I gotta pick. I gotta pick, and then we get gold. That's what it is.
True. That's true. So maybe maybe she need to have a section like that. But yeah, but anyway, Matt's back there discussing that, so we'll see how that goes.
I can always read whenever your eyes do this. That's when you get sarcastic.
But it seems like we'll get a chance to see it on the show based on the preview. So
do we want to?
That might be all I need to see. Like that's it. By the way, Wendy is on her way back from Chicago. And she was a keynote speaker somewhere.
She got all those degrees and she can't say Chicago. Wait, can someone explain this to me?
Oh my God. And her husband was like, what are you saying? He was like, it's just, and it's hard for me to say it, but I think that's just how she says it. Do you watch Married to Medicine?
Yeah.
You know how Toya says Virgina instead of, it's almost like sometimes you just say stuff. And I think that's just how she always said Chicago. I don't know. It's hard. I have to think about it. But anyway, I don't know if she had to say it in her keynote speech. Hopefully not, but she did have that. So
did she say her keynote speech, and then they cut to a shot of her talking like a round table with some people? Like, is that really a keynote speech? Like, can somebody?
I forgot about that. They did. That was kind of shady because it looks almost like it was an interview or a small, maybe in a classroom panel.
It was in that women's center somewhere, and it was just this one little room, and they were talking around the table. That's all it was. I know.
They're just like, okay, keynote, maybe not, but yeah, I forgot about that. But she's still having her kidney stone issue, so they're trying to figure out if she will even have time to have a kidney stone surgery. And that's tough for anybody in general, but even Black women. Sometimes it's like you got your kids, you got work, you got community stuff, whatever you're doing, and it's hard to take out time for yourself. You do, and it's just like, do I have time for me to actually have a surgery because I'm in pain? So that was crazy, but I mean it's real. But anyway, Robin meets with Candace, and right off they're in tears, but it's because she's like, how are the people? And I was like, what people? And Robin's in tears and they're crying and whatever. And I'm like, who are the people? And they show Shirley, her old hair, well, I guess her current hairdresser. And I thought Shirley had died at first. And they showed her. I did. I'm sorry. And I was like, oh no, I don't know Shirley, but we're familiar with her from this is not a funny. Okay.
I'm sorry. Okay, Shirley.
Shirley's still with us. But unfortunately, her sister and brother-in-law died in a tragic car accident. And so that's what they're crying over. They say it makes you appreciate life. And Robin says it's important to squash drama with the people you care about. So that was a nice segue into them,
making up.
So so she considers Robin considers Candace as a little sister, and Candace is crying, saying like she feels like Robin's the only person she feels like that with on the cast, and she felt like she could have came directly to her. And when I think about it, Candace is big on coming it seems like in the past, like she come privately to Ashley about Michael, and she would, because it's gonna still be on the camera. It may not be as blown up, but that's a big thing for her. And I think it really hurt her that it was coming from Robin. If it was Ashley or something like that, she'd have been mad, but not as hurt. And so Robin mentions, of course, again, that she supported her with the whole Chris thing with Giselle or whatever. And they kind of talk it out, and they seem to squash their beef. Lots of tears, lots of tissues folded in corners and stuff like that. So.
That's her patented move.
Yes. Okay, she be having that tissue ready, putting the corner of my eyes. So they, clearing out the mess. What's the name of the episode?
What is it? Cleaning the mess. Cleaning out the mess. Cleaning up the mess.
Cleaning up the mess. So that's them cleaning up their mess. I don't even know if I should talk about Mia, but anyway, they're at the grand opening of a joint clinic. She says that they have 14.
Wait, let's stop.
Okay.
So she's the CEO, right?
Supposedly.
Didn't she mention that she was the regional director? How can you be a regional director of a clinic and the CEO at the same time? Can somebody break that down for me?
You know what? I'm confused because Mia lies a lot, and I'm confused about where her role is anyway. It seems like she may be the face, because she says Gordon and I own, but I don't know. It was very confusing, just her role, because even when you see her, you never see her in a business role, like in meetings or heading. It's always like glammed up, walking into the clinic and checking it's always making sure everything is pretty versus I'm about my business. That's what I see. Yeah. I don't even know if she's the regional director. Who knows what she is? But apparently they have 14 joint offices. And I meant to look, because she said something. Anyway, they have 14 offices across 4 states, and she claimed they collect royalties on them all. But this location is her baby because it's in DC.
Yeah, so
Oh,
I
Wendy.
do understand when she said she collects royalty. That basically it's kind of like a McDonald's franchise,
Yeah.
like you know what I'm saying. So like I get that, but at the
Hmm.
same time, like if you're the CEO, you're the CEO.
Yeah. Not the regional director. And oh, that's what the funding, when the producer asked, like, how are they funding it? And she said they have personal funders in France. And she was just like, something about a deal that fell through.
I don't
Now,
know.
Leah, if you're
That's
the
G.
CEO and the regional director, you should know what happened with this deal. But she
Mhm,
was just like, she's not sure what happened. It was lawyers and whatever. I don't even want to think about it. Girl, you
mhm,
know. That's what I
mhm.
meant to check Twitter, because they typically have the tea on what's going on or what they think happened or something, but I forgot to do that. But
You
oh
and
well.
Twitter and Elon Musk. You
But usually, like, people will have like the tea, like, oh, or at least something to that.
Mhm,
Oh, that makes sense. That may, even if it's a rumor, it's just good
mhm.
to hear what's out there. And so let me see. She has a couple of guests. Karen comes, Jacqueline comes, um, and Karen does ask about her mom, and it does seem like a sincere question. It doesn't seem like it's for the cameras.
I agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
she.
Even the way that that she handled it, she being meaning Karen,
Mhm.
once she kind of saw what Mia was given, she was like, "Oh,
Right, right. Yeah.
I
So
appreciated that."
yeah. So I mean, it was a cool event. I'm not feeling the best about Mia. That's why I'm just like, whatever. But yeah. And I don't know, like, we don't know the timeline of everything,
Hmm.
but Giselle and Robin were not at her event. Like, it's just interesting of who supports who. And they were not at her event. She only got Jacqueline and Karen to come. So
I'm assuming this is an assumption. I'm assuming that she only invited certain people.
okay. Oh no, I don't
Okay.
know. Maybe so. That may be the case. Any case, the next scene, Ashley is at Uncle Lump's house, and she comes in with just Dylan. She
Hmm.
says Michael wanted Dean to stay, and so they got into this screaming match. And Dean, she said something like, whenever we're screaming at each other, Dean closes his ears and says, "Stop, stop." So it must happen quite a bit.
Hmm.
And Ashley was just like, "I'm tired of arguing," so I just let him, um, stay with
Have
them.
Dean.
Yeah,
Mhm.
have Dean, but she feels scared to live by herself and to be her own, so she starts crying. But did you
By the
say
way,
she was
have you ever felt like that before?
scared to live by myself?
Yeah,
Or
scared to go out on your own after being with someone.
you know what? I haven't been in a lot of relationships, so I guess maybe like if something happened, like marriage wise, I would be not scared. Like, what am I gonna do? But it is probably some type of fear, and I can understand her with like the two kids being fearful of being out there by herself after being with him so long, even though she has nannies and stuff. But I don't know, and it could be the money
See,
that
that's
she
his money. She.
right. I don't know. It could be the nannies, but it was like when I saw the preview of her crying with Uncle Lump, I was like, "Oh my gosh, Ashley!" But when the actual scene came on, I was just like, "Okay, Ashley, I have not seen a tear, even though you're squeezing really hard. No tears." I was just like, not even a watery eye or like something about to drop.
See, you pay attention to everything. Everything.
Because at first I was just like, "Wait a minute." I don't see no tears. Like, even with like Robin and even Candace, you see tears,
Uh,
but I saw no tears. So I'm like, I don't think she's
you,
lying, but I just think she might have like upped the drama for herself. Yeah.
yeah, I get it.
But anyway, Candace is at the airport picking up her mom in the next scene. So her mom is back. Um, and she said,
And I hope for the rest of the season. I hope because the mama is drama. The
drama.
mama is drama.
Yes. Yes. So she's kind of discussed her relationship with her mom and how they've been, into it, but she's learned to just like accept her as who she is and just let it kind of roll off her back, which is kind of what you have to do at this point. And
Yeah.
her mom was is my soror, and I'm like, oh Lord,
I
your
thought
mom
so.
be
I was
acting.
gonna mention that, but I wasn't certain.
Yeah, she is, because it was something she had on. I don't know if it was a Delta something. I was just like, oh my gosh. I think even wait a minute, Giselle
AKA
is an AKA.
Robin is a Delta.
Rob is a Delta, and Wendy's an AKA, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, I think those are the only ones I noticed so
Yeah.
far.
Mhm.
But anyway, she also on this ride home tells her mom that, her cycle's late. So her mom was like, ooh, so it was just like a baby. Ooh, okay, maybe y'all stop cussing. She was like, nope, we will continue to cuss. She's saying that stuff now to that baby walking around cussing everybody out.
Don't you be...
They gonna repeat what you say. That's what
100%, 100%, and won't know how to stop it.
Right. Like, oh my gosh, not in
church. Tell the pastor, shut the fuck.
Like, oh no. So they move on to Giselle at the twins' birthday party. Angel and Adore, they look beautiful. They've grown up to be such beautiful ladies. And I will say, the best part of Giselle, the best scenes are when she's with her daughters, because they put her in check, number one. And you could just see, that she's a good mother and things like that. And so, as you mentioned earlier, Jamal is there. They're taking pictures. And I think Ashley comes, Sharice comes, and Robin comes to the party that I saw. And they just give their speeches and everything like that. But it's just a good old time with them. It wasn't anything too dramatic at the party. It was just a nice scene or whatever.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sweet 16.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so next was Candace's graduation party. And you mentioned the snake in the backyard with her mom was like, I didn't know. I thought Giselle wasn't coming. I'm like, but everybody starts arriving. Karen and Ray and Robin comes and Sharice comes and Wendy comes. Come on, 2 degrees. It's not 4, but we love it. I was like, they'd be so shady. But did you see that food? I mean, I know Chris is a chef, but I'm like, ooh, now, okay.
I wasn't paying attention to the food. I wasn't paying. Okay. You know what I paid attention to? I don't know what they're called. Mm-hmm. But hers was different. It looked like a magazine cover.
Oh,
and like she posed behind it so that you can
take the step and repeat. Are they called step and repeat?
I don't know what they're called, but I loved her.
Yeah, that was nice. I forgot about that. And they also had the 360 because I saw Robin and her husband on the 360. So it was
you said Robin and her husband.
Not Robin, sorry. See, thank you. Wendy and her husband. Robin.
I was like, I ain't see Juan. Wait.
I know you didn't see Juan. You're like, I would not have missed Juan. You and Michael Darby, Lord.
What? Wait a minute. What did Robin wear into that?
I mean, everybody was like, no, it's a backyard graduation party. It was like a biking shorts, like salt and pepper or something like.
1997.
Right.
I'm like, 1988.
Because everybody else was really dressed cute, like a cute graduation party outfit. Like you ain't got to be over the top, but just something cute. Mm-hmm. Robin was like, "Oh, I got this graduation party. Hold it right quick."
With these heels, some kind of heels on. Like no,
see, I missed the heels.
You can't dress that up with no heels. There's no way.
But Robin, she's not the. They talk about Giselle, but Robin's really, I think, the worst of them dressing wise.
You think? I think because Robin has this I don't give a attitude that they kind of like okay,
Mm-hmm. That could be it too, yeah. So they move on to the party. Candace mentions that she's not pregnant. She has, her test results are negative. So she was disappointed, but they're going to move on with their egg retrieval process. They're all in the backyard. Not all of them, but at least Karen and Robin at this point. And so Karen asks her about the wedding, and all of a sudden it's hot. Robin's waving and winning, but she mentions that they're working on their plan. How many years have they been engaged?
You're being messy.
Okay, anyway.
But I feel like it's only been a year or maybe a year and a half or something like that.
A while.
Not that long. Not that long.
Yeah. Enough to be more than working on a plan. But she said it's going to be a private ceremony just the 4 of them and no one is invited. And so Karen was okay.
I'm assuming when she says the 4, she means her kids?
That's what I assumed. It would be them 4, but it's got to be at least a witness, right? Or maybe the kids can witness. I thought
they're not old enough.
Old enough? Okay. But anyway, I feel like Robin's just throwing out stuff at this point, just to get people off her back and say, don't be asking about the wedding, you ain't coming type thing. So we'll see.
Or maybe she doesn't want anybody from the show to be there at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like no cameras, no,
Mm-hmm. That could be it too. Like, look, because the success rate of some of these rival marriages is not good. So anyway,
Which ones have lasted?
let's see.
Candace, I
So
mean not
first,
Candace,
Candy and
Candy
Todd.
and Todd.
Yeah, yeah, that's about it. Because I'm really struggling to think of another one.
Well, whoa, hold on, wait a minute, wait a minute. What's her name? God, dog it.
Don't say Cynthia. That's
No, not
gone.
Cynthia.
Both hers.
The Big Mouth,
Nene?
Nene, and Greg.
Um,
He died. He died. So
yeah. Are you talking about her second marriage
her second.
to Greg? I guess
That was the one that we saw. We
yeah,
saw that
yeah.
one.
And I remember that one, and I don't know if it was for the season, but she she was gonna stick beside him, but it seemed like they were struggling.
They were
because she was a caretaker, but they, she stuck beside him, so that was good.
And she found her replacement quick too.
Come on now,
Mm-hmm.
like real quick. And I didn't know he was married, but I was scrolling through Twitter.
Oh, really?
Yes, and they just said Nene's
maybe
getting a divorce.
Maybe that's why she got off the show.
Could be. Now that would have been good for the show, though. Like, don't leave that out the show. That close your legs to marry. We want to see that. We want to see that. Oh, God. But anyway, they still in the backyard at the party. Wendy comes back there. Karen leaves. Wendy comes back, and they discuss their drunk convo with sober minds. And Wendy said she was hurt, but she misses the friendship. Robin is like, why are you so comfortable having the one-on-one conversations that are cool, but then when we're in front of everybody, you have to win? Now, I get that. I guess I get it, because when she's having the conversations in front of everybody, it's usually an argument. It's not just I can't think of a time where Wendy brought something up and then just started attacking people. It's usually in retaliation. And so, yeah, she wants to win because you came at her. But anyway, one-on-one conversations, and even on or off the show, are generally better than having a group, because you're able to, squash it out without other people's opinions or even thinking about other people's opinion. But anyway, they say they're both sober now, so they apologize to each other. She had to kind of rustle one out of Robin, but Robin apologized as well, and they hug. So they cleared up that mess. And they continue to party. Looks like a great party. And then, Karen and Candace talk. So Candace pulls her to the side, one-on-one, which is what, although it was her fault, but she mentions that, you know what? Remember I said I didn't say that at the table in Miami? I actually did, and I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that because I was drunk with the demon. And they did show Ashley. I need to go back and watch the whole scene. But in this episode, they show Ashley saying, people been saying a lot of stuff about Karen. And then I guess her response was like, yeah, because Sharice told me, it was kind of in response to that. That's maybe why she didn't remember. Or I feel like she really did remember because, they probably talked about so much other stuff. But Karen appreciated it. She said it meant a lot that she acknowledged it, and they apologized. And but Karen said she watching her though, but they cleared up that mess. Now, Chris and Ray are talking, and Chris asked, Ray is like basically asking Chris to apologize, like why he didn't apologize to Giselle. And he was like, basically, why should I? Because I didn't do anything. Why am I apologizing to her? And he said he feels as though it's admitting to wrong when he doesn't feel like he did anything wrong. So I don't know. Do you think he should apologize?
Okay, there are two questions.
Okay.
Did he do something wrong? No, I don't think that he did anything wrong. Should he apologize? Yes, not for his sake, but for Giselle's sake, right? And the reason I say that is because that was what she perceived in that moment. That was what she perceived, and because that was what she perceived, that became then her reality. And so, hey, Giselle, you know what? I thought about it. I didn't see it from your perspective. I was seeing it from mine, only mine. When I took the time to see it from yours, I get it. I got it. I'm so sorry. I would never want to put you in that situation. Now, you don't have to believe what you're saying, These are just some of the things that you say whenever you're interested in maintaining a relationship.
Now, I partly agree with you. The reason I don't is because and I mean, I don't know, this may sound bad, but her and Chris are, I don't feel like they're good enough friends, where if she was uncomfortable, like they leave the room or whatever. I don't know how long it's been since that last Bravo thing. And the
Let's just
fact
say
that
6 months.
6 months, I think she said she mentioned it to Robin on the way from the Bravo reunion or whatever. But the fact that she brings it back up on camera, like she ain't mentioned it since then, bring it back on camera. It almost seems like it's for, like, I don't know if she was
for sure.
I don't feel like he should apologize, but it's more of like, I think she kind of brewing it up for the season versus her actually really feeling uncomfortable and scared and that type of thing.
I don't think that she was necessarily scared.
That's true that she wasn't scared, but uncomfortable.
Yeah, and more not uncomfortable for herself, but more uncomfortable in terms of what people might say because they were in the same room at the same time. Like she just didn't want to. She didn't want to put herself through that mess / drama.
And the thing is, I guess another thing too, when she describes it, she get to the room. Like their stories are different on who decides to go to the room. He says she invited him, saying, "Let's go to my room." Whatever, they're up there. She notices that her glam team is gone. It's just them, and say, "Hey, we need to leave." And he left. So to me, it wasn't like he was just like, "Well, you know what? We can just finish. I really got something to say to you," or "Let's just talk right quick and then I'll leave." Or
I don't even think that's what she was saying. I just think it was just she just didn't like the optics.
That's fine, but why should he apologize for that? Like, I'm sorry that you don't like the optics of us. You know what I'm saying? I guess I don't feel like and it could be unbiased because Giselle's got on my nerves this season, but I also feel like it'll be different if it was like they stayed in the room, she asked him to leave, and he was just like, well, let's not even, making it sexy. Let's just say, okay, let me just get off my chest right quick, then we can go. It wasn't even like he held her in the room a little longer, or it was just like, oh, okay, I get it, let's go. That I don't think needs an apology because he did whatever to not make her uncomfortable. I don't know. But Chris is pissed at this point. Go ahead.
But the reality of the situation is 9 times out of 10, if he had simply apologized, and if she meaning Candace, if Candace hadn't not blown up, but if she hadn't reacted the way that she did, that whole little storyline, whatever it was, wouldn't have been on the show.
Yeah. And I think it too, also, it was kind of like, it was something she said when Giselle was telling her the story, and I can't remember what it was, but that was just like, hold up now. I know you ain't saying. It was something that Giselle said that made her talk to producers because she was like, which I'm not about to do this season. So anyway, I felt like if he, I do feel like sometimes you can apologize to just squash it like Wendy did, but Wendy did, I feel like she did something wrong to apologize for. Like she apologized for her part in escalating that stuff at the table, where I don't feel like Chris did anything wrong to apologize for. So it's just like, I'm guilty of what? Making you feel or the fact that you felt uncomfortable. I didn't do anything, anyway, but he's pissed. And Ash is moving on with the party, giving her a speech. He don't even hear it because he's outside like
he's smoking his little cigar or whatever it was he was doing. Yes. Chilling. By the way, I loved his tattoo. What
tattoo?
On his leg. See, we be paying attention to two different things.
Totally different things. So I'm gonna have to go back and see what tattoo it is. What was it? Or could you see what it was?
It was tribal on his, I think it was his right calf. It went all the way around.
Okay, I have to check it out because I don't remember that. But yeah, but that was kind of the end of the episode. They did some previews for next week. Looks like Candace is prepping for her video, possibly. That's what I saw. The Reasonably Shady Live is coming up. Karen has a what not to do list. Make sure you know the host name, no drunk host. Make sure the mic works, no boring dancing.
You paused it Yeah.
I
You are shady. You are shady.
had to see because the only thing I saw was no drunk host, and it went by too fast. I was like, I gotta pause. So we got a what not to do list. So we'll see. Robin and Juan seem to discuss their prenup, and then
in which, by the way, I love Juan's facial reactions. 9 times out of 10, they have nothing to do with what's being said. But just in general, I love his facial reactions. Like, I'm about to cuss your ass out, but because we're on TV, I can't. So
okay. Like again, and you know what they put on, of course, Twitter. Because I kind of forgot about this, but it was a couple of seasons ago where Juan was mad about something, and he's like in the closet or something with the producers, and he was just like, I can't do this no more. And basically, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the kids. You remember that?
Yeah.
I forgot about that until they showed it. But they were basically saying they not gonna get married because of this. But I don't know. It seems like they were fine, actually kind of living as they were, but we'll see. It seems like they may actually get married, so we'll see. Prove us wrong. And then I guess there's gonna be some drama, possibly with Mia and Jacqueline, because Giselle asked her. It seems like y'all share men. Have you ever told G pick me and whatever? So we'll see. Some kind of mess going on there. So this may be a juicy one with a slightly more drama. But I think this one, I mean, it wasn't the best episode, but it was fine, like a breather that we actually needed after Miami. So we did.
You are funny. Yo, thank y'all so very much for watching us. Michelle has got to go. She has other plans, but we thank you for all the time that you gave to us today and giving us this recap of what's the name of this episode?
Cleaning up the mess.
Cleaning up the mess from Real Housewives of Potomac. Thank you all so very much. Have a great day.
Take care.